Hey there, welcome back to another episode of my devlog for the making of Darkness Blooms. If you're new here, my name is Justin, and Darkness Blooms is my top-down team-based pixel art RPG based on mechanics from classical games like Zelda and Final Fantasy, mixed with more of a StardewValley look and feel. This episode is going to be pretty heavily art-focused. I made a lot of new assets and created a scene for Billy's house, so I'll give you a tour of that and explain some of the choices I made there. After that, there are two new winners of art contests that we've had over in the Discord. So I want to show off what they got done and announce the winners. And after that, I'll give you a small personal update to end off this episode. So yeah, this is the new scene that we created. Billy grew up, both of her parents were relic hunters. They're historians, they're archaeologists, and they used to go into the woods and the jungles and find old ruins. And they would collect old scrolls and fossils, and they're trying to bring it back and research in order to unlock the mysteries of the old world. There was a great war in this story that happened, and a lot of history was lost on both sides of that war, to the extent that a lot of the stuff that they're researching, some people debate whether those tribes of people or those species of people even existed. But Billy and her family, they grew up going out and finding these things to bring it home and research. Now both of the parents are kind of retired. They don't do the relic hunting anymore, but they teach and they do the research, and Billy is still obsessed with going into the jungle and the ruins and finding this kind of stuff. So if you look around, you'll see what you'd expect. A lot of research, a lot of books, a lot of fossils, vases, skulls, bones, the kind of stuff that they find on their adventures and bring home, or now the things that other people find and bring to them. Billy still goes out all the time. Billy doesn't really live here as much as lives in the wild looking for mysteries to unsolve. She is 16 now, which in this game is pretty old and adult. She kind of does her own thing, goes off into the world. The place that we are right now, this home, it's part of a castle. Because of the work they do, the kingdom kind of spoils them, gave them a big old space in the castle, which is a cold, drafty, dead, not very family-focused place. So the challenge for Billy's parents and the challenge for me while making the area was, how do I take this very cold, dead area and make it feel like a family lives there? One of the first things I did was put down some carpets all over the place. I know green isn't entirely bright and warm and comforting of a color, but it's Billy's favorite color, it's her theme color, and the family has so much history with going out into the woods and the jungles that a lot of wood and green was kind of I try to bring that in so that it would be kind of the feel that they love, that they want to be around. So they've decorated the place, or I've decorated the place, to look kind of like forests and jungles. Other than putting down the carpet to make it comfy, we popped in a big giant window to let in light. The picture back there is going to be swapped out. I wanted to reflect the time of day it is. Also, because of where the castle is in my story, they would actually be facing either a courtyard or the mountains. So that's just a placeholder for now. But it was a way to let in more natural light and try to warm up the space, make it feel a little bit more cozy than a cold, dead castle. Same with the fire. You can hear the music is getting louder as I go this way. It's coming from this record player. Plants, music, fire, light. This is kind of what I tried to use to make it feel more lived in, more warm and welcoming than it would if it was just a dead old castle. So yeah, there's all that. Down here you can meet Billy's childhood dog. This dog doesn't have a name yet, so please give me your suggestions. I'll let you guys name what Billy's childhood dog is. Billy's dog is just as old as Billy, 16, which means he's basically retired. Just an old, gray, lazy dog now. Stays at home with the family, keeps them company. This room leads to Billy's bedroom. Even though Billy hasn't been living at home for a while, Billy's proud and loving parents keep the room exactly the same so she can stay here when she's in town. The picture on the wall is a childhood painting she made of her and her family with the dog in it. Even though Billy's not at home anymore, they still keep all of her trophies outside of her room. They were very proud of her as she grew up. Again, flowers, plants, music, just trying to liven up the space a little bit so it wouldn't feel too dead. This big open area might feel a little bit empty, but when we have cutscenes in here, there's 4 people from your party, and then with Billy's mom, Billy's dad, whoever else might be part of the scene, will take up a decent amount of space. So I left this as kind of a stage that we can have our scenes on. Over here, again, with trying to make it feel warmer, lived in, got a little game area for the family. And you may notice green, red, and white are the colors that represent the family. Billy's color is green. Billy's mom is a redhead. She loves her dark red colors. And Billy's dad, even though he was blonde when he was younger, he's got white hair now. So when they play games, when they take pictures, when they do that kind of stuff, they're represented by those colors. It doesn't make a ton of sense in that way, but let me show you up here. The map is an accurate map to the world map in this. And if you look very closely, there are green dots to places they've been. And for each green dot, there's a family photo. It's very hard to tell because they're so small here. But there's one in a forest, there's one in the castle, there's one with them climbing a mountain. And in each one of them, there's a red, green, and red dot to show that it's a bit of a family photo. Yeah, places they've gone together on their adventures. If you look closely at the map, there's also red dots on there. The red dots are places that their research suggests they should go and look for relics, for old scrolls and books and parts of history that may be about to get lost, but they think they might be able to find ruins there in history. So in the game, none of that's going to be spelled out to you, but if you notice it, if you look at the stuff in the background, there's usually meaning behind it. So it shows you other places you should look for. Papers on the walls are diplomas, well-educated family. Mom and pa are both like doctorates. I don't know what doctorates are in my world, but professors, researchers, so they're smart cookies. And you may see the relics here. Very much the small statues, the big statue, the helmet, they all have horns. That's because the main focus of their research is on a group of people, a culture many believe is long extinct. We'll find out in the game that there are still people who live from this group of people. One of our PCs named Zareth is one of these. He's supposed to be prince. He's supposed to grow up to be the new ruler of these people. And Billy goes out into the world trying to find these old artifacts, these old parts of this culture and history that she's worried will be lost to time and mold and water damage and weather elements. She thinks if she doesn't find them quick enough that they might be lost forever. So she's going out to get them and research them and learn about the history, learn about those people's stories and preserve them. Entirely a noble cause, but from the perspective of Zareth and their people, they're not welcome into the kingdom. They're not, the people who do think they still exist tell their children nightmares at bedtime, bedtime stories about these guys being monsters that'll eat their children on their bed. There was a great war fought between these two different species, between the humans and Zareth's people. So they're very much at odds, and Zareth's people see this as humans coming in, digging up their ancestors' art and history and robbing it and locking it away in a kingdom that they're not welcome in. So that creates a bit of a group dynamic between the two of them. They become friends, they trust each other, but there's this tension of what Billy's attempting to do and what she wants to do to help preserve history, and Zareth's history being robbed from him. Other little small things, you might see a family photo here and there. I've got ones over here, I've got one over on the piano, and I've got a couple upstairs. It's hard to tell because the pixels are quite small. They're family photos before and after Billy was born. If you can tell by how tall Billy is or how white her father's hair has gone at what time it happened. What else? This shovel up here was a retirement gift from going out in the field the parents got from their university that they teach in. Golden handled shovel, because they no longer have to be doing their digs. I think that's all the major things. Just like a messy work environment where they like to do a lot of research, reading, examining the fossils and stuff that we have upstairs, looking at old statues that were built by this ancient group of people, and trying to unlock what those secrets might be. Yeah, I think that's all the major stuff for this area that I wanted to talk about and show off. There's a time lapse of me creating this entire thing. If you're interested in watching that, there'll be a link in the description below. And on to the winners of the art contest. We did 2 art contests so far. We're on to a 3rd one. Our first art contest was on making a logo or icon for Darkness Blooms. We had a lot of great options to choose from, but we did a vote, and this gorgeous eye won, which was done by Magma. And in 2nd place, and the inspiration for making this whole thing, was Monochroma made this eye. Both incredible, both were amazing. In fact, the icon we're using for the Discord right now is another one of Monochroma's artworks, which is up here. For the people who win the contest, we're putting their name in the game as an Easter egg. We are letting them have their own icon, color, and title in the Discord until there's a new winner, and they get a shout out on one of my videos. So Monochroma, just going to give a shout out to his itch.io. Great little fun games. He's a very talented artist and game designer. You should check him out. And Magma actually didn't want me to plug anything for him specifically, but he wanted me to point you to BitBrain, which is an amazing gaming community for game devs on Discord, and a great YouTube channel with tutorials on how to do different game design stuff like what I'm trying to do. So yeah, it's a really nice thing for him to shout them out. The second contest, I actually won. We did it as emojis for the Discord. So we did, the winners were the buttons, which look like this, the Justin Mono blend ones, which look like this, little emojis, and Eggs got 3rd place with a question mark. But yeah, those are all just incredible. Everybody on the Discord is just amazing. You should join us over there, meet those artists, and if you want, the competition we're doing now is a portrait of any of the PCs. That's any of the playable characters, including our dog. Just draw it in whatever art style you want, and then at the end, which is due August 6th, and at the end we let the communities vote. We posted on a few different Discords, and the biggest winner gets their title, gets a shout out in the video, gets a lot of love and appreciation from our community. What else do I have to say? We have, if you haven't hit like or subscribe at this point, and you aren't sick of my little ramble, please do. According to the statistics, there's a 90% chance you're not currently subscribed, so please hit subscribe. Join us on any of the communities if you're more interested in seeing me. I do live drawings on Twitch every now and then, post my stuff on Twitter, but most of the community is on YouTube and Discord, so that's the best places for you to stay in touch with this. The other stuff to say is what I'm working on now. We did Billy's house. We've got that scene together. Now I'm working on a bit of a convoy. So the story of the game is based around this event where plant life comes to life and starts attacking people. And we live in the southeast. The main character lives in the southeast, and a lot of people around that are just, there's no defenses, there's no warriors or fighters in this area, it's just peaceful farmers. So when this happens, a lot of people from all over the community make the plan that the safest place for them to be is up in the kingdom. So they start putting together a convoy and picking up people as they go. So I'm working on building a bunch of carts and carriages for these farmers and villagers to make their way up north. So that'll probably be the next time lapse I get out. And yeah. I think that's it for the updates, except for the personal ones, I guess. So, if you don't know, I have a lot of other jobs other than this hobby on the side. One of them is counseling. I've been a counselor for the homeless and drug addicted populations, both in Calgary and Vancouver for the last 6 years. And I am now on stress leave. It has been a hell of a year. Made it through the pandemic, we couldn't make it through this year. So for the next 2 months, you're going to see more work from me. And it is also my birthday. I'm turning 33 within the next month. So happy birthday to me. So yeah, and I'm also going through a big move. I moved from Vancouver to Calgary last September, and I'm trying to make the move back from Calgary to Vancouver this September. So that's all the stuff going on this side. So hopefully there'll be some more time-lapse, some more art, devs, and I'm really working towards getting a demo out. I'm trying to get all the essential pieces in, so I'll have a good cross-slice of what the gameplay mechanics are like and what the story is like, so I can kind of get that demo out and test it, and hopefully get it to you guys to stress test it. Yeah, I think that's all the stuff I need to say, so thank you so much for watching. Join the community in any way you'd like to. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.